start. Is that alright? Okay. This introduction will last 5 minutes. The first minute of this introduction is dedicated to some thank yous. I would must thank the collaborators on the project, who were Susan Butler, Lenny Lamade-Davies, H. Lewis, Michelle Castaneda, Rachel Porter, and Natalie Roots, who engaged so many strangers in the market and provided context and intrigue for the work. Chip Jansen, who's there, who created the computer design integral to allowing the project to succeed on such a large scale. Mamoru Iraguchi.
Right here.
Mamoru, for the beautiful graphic design. Everyone at Brickbox, who's Andrea, Eleanor, Lee, Claudia, Alex, Imben, Maurizio, for not only making space and programming the work, but making me feel really supported. The Basement in Brighton and Forest Fringe for producing earlier versions of the work. Annette Braun and Krista Holka for just about everything. Hannah Kerr for outstanding production work, thank you. And Shona Manson, where's Shona? And the Jerwood Charitable Foundation, who have been so supportive in my endeavors since I moved to London many years ago. Not many, few. I'm also extremely thankful to all the participants of Carpe Brixton, those who both sold me minutes, like this gentleman here, and those who also did not. I felt and continue to feel extremely humbled by everyone's generosity and enthusiasm. The second minute of my introduction is dedicated to what I learned in Brixton in these last 2 weeks. Lenny, Susan, Michelle, H, Natalie, and Rachel could probably sell anything to anyone. When someone wants to talk to you, they'll probably talk to you. And when someone doesn't want to talk to you, they probably won't talk to you. Always back up your computer. Always make sure that the first 30 DVDs that you did burned correctly before continuing on 150 more. Never underestimate your participants. Hot ginger beer is amazing. When someone doesn't want to sell you a minute of their time, it's not because they're not thinking about the project or its implications. In fact, in most cases, it's exactly the opposite. Children are very aware of the ethical and spiritual dimensions of the work, even if they don't have the words to express them. People who choose to sing when they're by themselves are not necessarily good singers. Keep everything labeled. Jews, like me, might laugh at thinking about that selling your soul. Jews like me might laugh at thinking about selling your soul to a devil, but not everyone, and particularly not everyone in Brixton Market, thinks it's that funny. Sometimes people take off their clothes when being filmed in a dark room. That's actually partially just an advertisement. The third minute of this introduction is dedicated to context. I created Carpe Brixton in response to having been told for the 9 years since finishing cancer treatment that I'm lucky to have knowledge about what is truly valuable, the true value of time. I heard this from hundreds of people, most of whom seem just uncomfortable hearing about illness, who seem to just want to justify by any means necessary that bad things happen to good people. If I ever get sick, I imagine them saying, at least I'll learn the value of time, and then I can become a better person. The only thing worse than cancer, or the death of a friend, or trauma of any sort, is the pressure to feel, is to feel pressure into having that illness or difficulty necessarily be transformed into something good and happy. Many people don't live after cancer, or suffer the death of friends without severe depression, or substance abuse, or financial hardship. Some things just suck. No one's minutes need to be worth more. And a pressure to fill every second with something extraordinary seems like a horrific goal. No one outside of yourself can or should determine which of your minutes should be worth more than others. That choice is yours. The fourth minute is dedicated to listing my favorite minutes that I bought. I generally didn't watch the videos that were made, but often I asked people what they did, and sometimes I would see it on the video camera on my computer. A woman who started her minute by saying, I'm going to tell you for 1 minute why I love my dog. And then she told me. Two singers from the Royal Opera House, one of whom is here this evening. A young woman who talked through her portfolio of drawings in hopes that someone might hire her or sign up to her mailing list. A woman drawing a smile on her best friend's 8-month pregnant friend's belly. A woman encouraging the viewer to save Loughborough Park. Any number of people staring silently into the camera, and at 55 seconds in, asking, "Is it over yet?" before the lights would finally go out. Kids dancing. Claudia making the batter for crepes. A boy of about 6 or 7 who translated the entire interaction into Spanish for his father, kneeing a football for the entire 60 seconds. And finally, a man who hadn't been to Brixton since 1980, talking about what he thought had changed. The 5th minute is dedicated to deleting all of the videos off of my hard drive, which I'll show you in a moment, so that you all know that when you buy a DVD, you'll know that it's a one-of-a-kind. While I do this, I hope that you'll think about a minute from your life that you wished lasted longer than it did. If you'll humor me just for a minute, mind your memory, close your eyes if you have to, and find 60 seconds that you desperately wish to hold on to. I'll be right back. By dedicating 1 minute in the present to remembering, hopefully, that minute in the past, perhaps we can seize the minute, and even before I ask you to buy a DVD, we can feel increasingly rich with time. Some will be terrible, some will be meaningless, some will be boring, but others will be expansive, exciting, sexy, dangerous, restful, important, political, romantic, or touching. Much like life itself. It takes all kinds, however, and according to the clock and to the machine behind me, they're all worth exactly the same. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Here we go. And now if you brought your coin, maybe you want to be the first one? Here we go. So step on up.
What do you want to get?